There's an old adage that goes like this. A young man is at the beach with an older man, and he asks him, "How do I succeed?" The older man then takes the younger man's head and puts it under the water. The young man begins to struggle because he can't breathe, but the old man won't let him up. Eventually, the old man does allow the younger man to have some air, and he says, "Once you want success, as much as you wanted that oxygen, you'll succeed." The younger man did not reply. That old man was my father, and the younger man was my brother, who is now a ward of the state because his adolescent brain spent 6 minutes without oxygen that day. But in those courtroom proceedings, I overheard this story, and that was the day that I made the decision that I was gonna succeed, that I was gonna get rich and become a millionaire, and I wasn't gonna let anything stop me, because that's all it really takes, a decision. Success needs to be your oxygen, and failure, brain damage. Failure should cause a state where you don't know what's going on. Hours have gone by, and you have no idea what you've done. That is what failure should feel like. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did I go from that day in that courtroom to making my first $1 million before I was even 20 years old? Well, it all came down to 3 skills. 3 skills that anyone, my brother excluded, can learn. Skill number 1, reading. As a baseline metric, if you are able to read, if you are simply literate, that puts you in the top 0.01% of all moneymakers that have ever existed ever. For millennia, people couldn't even read. For millennia before that, they didn't even have language. So no wonder they were so broke. Don't think like them. Think like a millionaire. Most CEOs read 5 books per month. Most PEDOs touch 5 kids per month. Follow in the footsteps of the determined folk who have already done it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Do what works. Post up in a park or a playground with a book and make your dreams happen, and don't let anything stop you. If the police come and try to kick you out, say, "Sorry, I didn't realize reading was a crime. Please, arrest me for trying to make the best of my life." And that brings me to the second skill that made me a millionaire. Deep work. Now, honestly, most people don't do deep work. Most people are just flitting from distracting dead-end job number 1 to TikTok, to their ugly children, to eating fast food, etc. You get the deal. As a millionaire, I engage in none of these things. I only engage in things that will make me more millions. By Cal Newport's definition, deep work is professional activity performed in a fugue state of distraction-free concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and leave you with no recollection of the events that occurred.
Let's drink the full moon. Hey man, what's up? Checking out the moon. The full moon is awesome today. Are you alright?
And you might be thinking, I have a dead-end job, and I don't do any deep work.
Well, I'll let you in on a golden tidbit that most successful people won't tell you. And that's that you don't have to be poor. It's a choice. I mean, it's such an obvious thing that you might feel like a total moron for not realizing it. But listen, you're not a moron because you're watching this video. So if you have a dead-end job and you have no money, there's still a big chance that you're not a moron. So you better take that chance, do some deep work, and you'll soon be on the path to millionaire status. Skill number 3, visualization. Now, this specific exercise I got from Gary Vaynerchuk, and I think it's incredibly valuable. It goes like this. Every morning, really visualize putting a gun to your mom's head and pulling the trigger. I need you to really visualize this in all its gory detail, okay? I want you to hear the scene. I want you to put yourself there. I need you to feel the gun in your hand. Feel yourself pressing it against your mother's hair, against her scalp. Hear her cries as she says, "Why? My son, my only son, what? I don't understand." I want you to feel yourself pulling that hammer back and letting that gun blast. And you need to really believe that you've just killed your mother. Because when you come back, you'll realize that she's still alive. And all of these emotions will flood over you. And then you get your workday started. In the beginning of my millionaire journey, I did this exercise every single morning to great effect. Because I would come to, and that would be the only thing that would keep me going in my darkest moments. And eventually, after you do enough reading, enough deep work, and enough visualization, you'll finally have built up the momentum to really do the deed. Because one day I woke up from a fugue state and I was just covered in blood. And I knew that I had finally done it. And that one act gained me an inheritance from my mother that brought my net worth above $1 million.